Hi everyone, this is my product review of the Nest Learning Thermostat. I've had this installed now for a couple of weeks, so it's all set up, it's learnt on my schedule, and it's got a good energy history on there. And so far I have been extremely pleased with it. It is a fantastic product, I can't recommend it enough. I never thought that having a thermostat could be so satisfying. So with the Nest Thermostat you've got the main settings on the front here, which only comes on when you actually walk past the thermostat, so it starts to learn your patterns, and so every time you walk past you find yourself glancing at it, just checking your temperature. The simple dial on top where rotational ring, so you can change the temperature, so you could come up and past, and as soon as it goes to heat mode it then starts to go red to show you the temperature. It also gives you the estimated time for it to reach that temperature, and it'll also tell you just beneath, if you caught that, when the next schedule change is due. So if I turn this back down now to 16, I'll go down to that, and it also gives me the Nest Leaf, which means I'm saving energy, I'm being very energy efficient. If we come into the settings of the device just by clicking the screen, so you can press in the middle or push back on the outer ring, you get all the settings. So you've got done to take you back to the main screen, and again come across to the away. This is where you can tell the Nest thermostat that you're going away, so you click to away and it'll lower the temperature to your desired away temperature, and this will activate, and this will come back on when you approach the house again. So if I click away and it asks me, Nest is set to away, do you want to end away? Click yes, it comes back to normal temperature, normal operating settings. Come across the settings there, come into the settings, and this will give you all the options for setting up your Nest if you want to tweak any of these. All of this is basically optional. You can literally install this, let it do its thing, and it will learn everything. Coming into the settings is something you very rarely need to do. So first option in settings is the lock. This is where you can actually lock the temperature, maximum and a minimum in here. So you can set a lock, let's set a passcode in here. So if I say to 123 0123, like that, please enter your pin again, confirm. So 0 1 2 3, and you can adjust the minimum temperature in here. So I say to minimum of 16, maximum temperature to say 18. It always gives you that little leeway, so you can push it down a bit further if you want it to be a bit lower. So it looks like it gives you 2.5 degrees maximum minimum temperature, and then you press continue in here, click done, and that's now locked. You've got a little padlock at the bottom there which shows you that you're now locked, and I won't let me go any lower or any higher, which point until it sees the schedule again. So if I come back in here, press on, go to the unlock, so enter my pin number, just like entering the safe combination, and then you're unlocked again. You're all good to go. Then let it to adjust the temperature to whatever you want. If I come back in settings again, you come to the lock, you go the away, so this is where you set the away minimum temperature to. The Nest Sense, these are all the sensors inside the Nest, which basically allows it to learn your pattern, learns how your heating works. So auto away, in here you can set auto away to on, off, or more information. So that's always on. Auto schedule, so this basically where it learns your schedule, so you can be more efficient with your energy. Temperature, this is, it learns your heating, so how long it actually takes for your heating to increase, and it'll give you an estimate of how long it takes. True radiant, and here, see, should you optimize radiant system. So if I come to more information, it tells you what that actually is. True radiant can control the equipment for even temperatures, so that status is on, so it gives you more control over your actual boiler. Leave that on. And sunblock, this is if you've got your thermostat in direct sunlight, it basically learns not to come auto away, so it doesn't accidentally activate the auto away feature, and leaf, it just tells you that you're being energy efficient. You can also set your brightness in here, so you can say it's medium or high or low. Screen on when you approach or when you press the screen, so you can have it so it only comes on when you actually touch the device, or just when you're walking past, which is the way I like mine because it's very satisfying. And you've got the click sound on and off. set your temperature, so either degrees C or degrees F, Fahrenheit or Celsius basically. Tells you where your thermostat in your house is. I think this is so that Nest can collect more data. So if your thermostat is upstairs or downstairs, Nest will learn how to heat houses better based on that information. If you have more than one Nest as well. Then you've got your network settings here, so if you click in here, it goes into more detail into your network settings. And your Nest account details, I'll block that out in a bit, so this gives you account information, because you do need to register with Nest/Google to, but you don't have to have a Google email address to do it. But you do have to be registered with Nest for it to work, so it can also work with the Nest app as well. You got your location, so this is so it can actually give you weather information, so it can monitor the outside weather of the system, outside weather outside your house, and then that it learns from the outside weather how quickly it will take to heat your house. Does it need to do more work when it's cold outside, or less work when it's warm outside? You got your language settings in here, so set to whichever language you need. Date and time settings, and you can tell you what equipment you have. So it tells you've got the heat link, so it tells you that a heat device. So my heat link is next to my boiler. When that was actually installed, my existing thermostat was installed here. This is why I've got the back plate on, and there were already 2 wires running from my boiler to my thermostat to control it. Now those 2 wires now, as far as I know, are just to supply power to the Nest thermostat. It's still wirelessly connected to the thermostat. That's why it needs to be within about 30 meters, I believe they said, to communicate with the heat link effectively. If you don't have existing wiring here, the box does come with, the Nest does come with a USB power, so you can actually run a USB power cable into the back, down to a power plug, just an old power socket to provide power for that. So touch heat link here, heat type, this is basically learns where you're using gas or electric to heat your house, and then if you're using radiators or in-floor radiant. So it's basically so that the system can learn how it's heating your house and be more effective. And then safety temperature, so this is where it won't let you go below a certain temperature if it's especially cold inside the house. It stops the pipes from freezing, so I think I'll change that to actually 5 degrees. And then done on that. Next, you've got technical information, that gives you all basically back information from the system, so where it is, sensors, temperature, target temperature, relative humidity, so it actually tells the humidity in the house, activity, power, so it touches the power system, so it gives you all the settings you got in here as well. If you come into legal information, it gives you even legal information for using the system if you need that. And then you've got the reset if you want to reset the device. Also, I might just mention that on the actual heat link itself, the little box that goes next to your boiler, there is one button on that. Now I was actually told not to press that button, because that would actually reset the system, and then you would have to press it again to get it to connect. It can be a bit fiddly. If you actually press and hold that button on the heat link for longer than, I think it's either 10 or 20 seconds, I think it's probably about 20 seconds, it will fully reset the system, and that can be a bit annoying for you. If I come back into the system again, so those are all the settings in there. I can also get the energy report from my house. So this is basically where it tells me how much energy I've used over the coming days. So I'll use 45 minutes on such and such dates, and if I've been energy efficient or not. And as you move around, this circle gets a little bit higher. Okay, so that was your energy report. You've also got your schedule in here, so this allows you to modify your schedule for the full week. So you can add things by just tapping anywhere, add a new one, cancel or done. So I'll just cancel that. I can come across to a time here, say this is one of my schedules, 17, I can change that by changing it up and down, to changing the time of it, put it back to 7 and changing the temperature as well. Change that back to 17 because that's where I like it. So this is a schedule that it learned and I modified myself. So I'll just scroll right to the end, get back to the normal home screen. So that's the energy schedule, and you also got the off here. Now there's also the app, which I will now show you. Okay, this is the Nest app. I'm using the iPad to demonstrate the app, but you can have the same functionality on the iPhone or on Android device as well. So we have the thermostat up here. You just tap. This is your home screen on the app. You can select the home. You can set the thermostat to be away or just remain at home here. This gives you a little information of the weather outside. It says it's a little bit cloudy, and the temperature is 13 degrees at the moment. If you tap on your thermostat, it brings it into it, so it gives you more options. And in here, this is where you can actually control your thermostat, either by tapping the little arrows up and down. So I set to 15. You'll see within seconds, it's adjusted the temperature to 15, back up to 16. Seconds later, it's back up to 16. Or you can actually use the outer ring to adjust the temperature as well, which is a very satisfying little action there. So I'll set that back to 16 again. To get more options, you can just swipe from the side here, which will give you the options for the app and the thermostat. So you've got the heat setting here, so you can either set it to heat or you can turn it off. In here it also tells you the inside temperature at the moment, which it gives you on the thermostat as well, and the humidity of the house as well. You also come into energy history, which gives you a good breakdown of how much energy you've used over the past couple of weeks for me. So you can actually tap on one of these and it gives you a breakdown of when and how you've used energy. Oh, that's me touching the screen there. Tap on one of these and it gives you a breakdown of when and how you're using energy, when the auto away came in and when your scheduling came in. So as you can see here, give you a breakdown here, a bit more detail on this one here. Tapping it back again, and you'll notice on this one, okay, your adjustment caused energy usage below the weekly average. So it teaches you how it's learning of what's going on. So this one here, this daily weather caused energy usage below the weekly average. That means because on Tuesday the 29th, it was particularly sunny, and warm where we were. If I just cross that off now, you can also come into your schedule and adjust your schedule in here just by tapping on one of these, and it breaks it down to a day. You can add days in here. It gives you a bit more control, a bit easier to adjust your schedule in here. You can copy and paste days to make it easier to edit how everything is. And then you've got thermostat settings in here, so you can also adjust all your settings, your location, technical information. Pretty much everything you can do on the thermostat you can actually do inside the app as well. Once you've done in here, if you were to buy a second thermostat, so if you had separate heating for upstairs and downstairs, you can have two thermostats on here. If you have a Nest Protect, which is their smoke and carbon monoxide detector, which is something I'm definitely looking into getting, you can also have those on here as well, so it gives you a status of all your Nest Protects as well, and which also work together with your thermostat to know when you're at home and when you're away, to better accurately control your thermostat and make sure that you're not wasting any energy. Well, that is my product review of the Nest Learning Thermostat. Once again, I must say I am very pleased with this purchase. It's one of the best things I bought recently, and I'm very happy with it, and I look forward to it controlling my temperature in my house. Thank you. Just another couple of quick notes about the Nest thermostat is that you can control the temperature from anywhere through the app, so you can be out to the park, think, oh, I'm about to head home now, it's a bit cold, I think I'll turn the temperature on. Also, if there's also something on the Nest UK website about them pairing with npower to make your homes more energy efficient. Perhaps you'll get a deal with npower at some point. At the moment, if you wanted to purchase one of these, it's £179 from Apple Store, B&Q and Amazon and other retailers. If that's so you can actually install it yourself, but Nest does recommend that you have these installed by professionals, and when you get them installed by a professional, that usually costs you an additional £70, which would take you up to about 250. Now, I jumped on board when this was released in the UK, which means I managed to get the free installation offer that they were doing at the time, which I'm very, very pleased with. But if you are capable of doing this yourself, you could do it yourself. I'm quite techie, I don't mind doing things myself, but after watching the guys who came and fitted my Nest thermostat, who are very quick, very punchable, I'm very happy with the work. I am pretty glad I didn't do it myself. It did look like some heavy wiring towards the boiler, which I am not overly too keen on playing with. Okay, thank you very much.